Going to be replacing this air intake tube that goes from the mass airflow sensor to the throttle body. Mass airflow sensor, this tube right here, up to the throttle body. I ordered a new one from Rock Auto. I really like ordering their parts. Received it today, and in the description and also in the pictures when I ordered it, said it came with new hose clamps. Well, the one I received today did not have new hose clamps, so I went on their website. They send you a confirmation email telling you it's been received. I went on their website, on the email, and clicked on the link, and basically just it was really easy to fill out a few questions about if there was a problem with the product, and I answered the questions, told them what it was missing, took a picture of the new one showing there was nothing on it. It even asked you, hey, are you sure you looked in the box really good? Yes. So long story short, I did all that, sent it off, figured I'll just reuse my old hose clamps for today, and if I have to go out and buy new ones, I will. Before I even had a chance to come out here and work on this, I'd gotten another email response from them, maybe 45 minutes later, saying they'd received my response. Then shortly after that, another one saying that they were going to be shipping me the missing parts. So, like I said, I like ordering stuff from them. They're really good and seem to have great customer service. So, good prices, good customer service, good quality parts. So, I like Rock Auto. And of course, they're not paying me a dime to say any of that. But long story short, we're going to be replacing this air intake tube today. So we will start off by just loosening the hose clamps. To get it off, you just have to loosen the hose clamp here at the mass airflow sensor, and the other one up here at the throttle body. This truck, and this is one of the reasons I was excited to get new hose clamps, because this truck, the hose clamp at the throttle body is actually two hose clamps that are kind of been fitted together, because apparently they had a problem with the original hose clamp, or lost it, I don't know. So anyway, for right now though, we're doing good. So see, it comes off that easy. So I am going to grab the new intake tube. I'm going to transfer over obviously my hose clamps, but also this airbox, this little airbox catch on the bottom, and then I'll put the new one on. It shouldn't take more than just a few minutes. So anyhow, all right, so I don't know if I mentioned in this video, I know I mentioned it in the video where I was replacing the radiator, which is the last thing I did on this car. The reason that I'm replacing this air intake tube, not because it's dirty and greasy and just looks ugly. I'm replacing it because this is my daughter's truck, and she was getting a engine call out for a mass airflow sensor. So I had replaced I took the mass airflow sensor out and used mass airflow sensor cleaner. Don't use throttle body or carburetor cleaner, because apparently that leaves a residue. And so anyway, I used the mass airflow sensor cleaner and cleaned the sensor. And then as I was putting everything back together, I noticed, let's see if you can see that crack right here. I noticed this crack in the air tube. Also, there was some more cracks and pieces missing, and that got me thinking that maybe the call out that she was getting wasn't because of a dirty or a broken mass airflow sensor, but possibly because of a air leak on this tube. So I went ahead and taped it up with this, it's just electrical tape, but I taped it on really tight, and then of course the hose clamp goes over it, so I knew it'd be a good temporary fix. And I put everything back together, and she's been driving it for a week now, no engine call outs. And also the call out, when it came in, we cleared the call out. She drove it for about a day and it came right back. And after I did this temporary fix and we cleared the call out, it never came back. So yeah, maybe it was the mass airflow sensor was really dirty. I don't know. It didn't look dirty. I don't know what a dirty one really looks like, other than I was expecting to see some gummed up stuff on it. But so if it was a mass airflow sensor and just needed to be cleaned, we did that. But I really think that the air fuel mixture was being messed up because of the cracks in this tube here. All right, I want to show everybody, kind of see if you can see what the inside of the mass airflow sensor looks like. It looks just kind of like a turbine type thing here. This side, you don't see very much of it. The other side, in the middle, on the other side, there's like a wire with like a little fat piece on the wire. And I guess that fat piece is some sort of a thermocell or thermistor or airflow sensor. I don't know, something like that that measures your airflow through this whole tube here. So to remove the mass airflow sensor, it's pretty easy. You obviously take off your air pipe, disconnect this electrical connection right here, just squeeze it down, wiggle it, and take it off. And then there's two 10mm bolts right on the side here that need to come out. Once you take those out, it comes out of the air box where the air filter is. It comes out of there real easy. And then you replace this whole piece. When I was looking at parts, I noticed there was some models that had a mass airflow sensor that actually went down inside of this tube, or a tube like it, and you could replace just the sensor piece. On this one, the sensor and this 3-inch section of tubing, this is all one assembly. So I think that's the lowest replaceable unit here. All right, and the part that I ordered from Rock Auto was a Dorman, part number 696, TAC 129, air intake hose. And on the description and the picture on the website, it did show it came with hose clamps. And this one, however, when I opened it up, there's no hose clamps. It did have this little reducer adapter that goes on the side here. But other than that, there was no other pieces with this air tube. So, but like I said, I'm really pleased with Rock Auto that they are more than willing to. They contacted me right away and more than willing to make it right. So now, like I mentioned before, what I like to do is compare old and new. And I do see a difference right at the beginning. Let's see. They're the same length, and the openings for my air boxes that attach onto it seem to be reasonably close and about in the same area. This lower one on the side might be a little bit lower, but I think it's fine. The only big difference I see is the new one has this, I don't know, it looks like a cable or something goes through it, which is probably for this cable right here, which goes right on top of it. Other than that, though, everything looks about the same. The new one has two little tabs on the side for something attached to it, whereas the old one had one and it was broken. So I'm going to go ahead and put my hose clamps on the new one and give it a shot. It's just being the same length, it's gonna, I know it's gonna fit in there. It'll work. So now then, put my hose clamps on. I want to make sure I put them in I think if I was a really good mechanic, I would have paid attention to how the old hose clamps were oriented before I took them off of the old air box or air tube. But that's okay. I think we can figure this out. It's not rocket science. And like I said, I'm going to go ahead and use my old hose clamps today, and Rock Auto said that they would be sending me some new ones. So I found one little difference here that might be a little bit of an effect. The lower air box that attaches onto the, I'd say the medium size hole on the new one is a little bit shorter. The old one is a little bit taller, you can see. And so you can see where the old hose clamp fit on the old one. And if I go to put it on the new one, it sticks up a little bit, but luckily with these style hose clamps, I can probably force it down on there and it'll probably work fine. So anyhow, that's how we're gonna have to do that. And so he's gonna go on like that. I think we're gonna want to put him, yeah, over on this side. Everything falls. So, all right, and now let's tighten this guy down. For some reason I got him really loose taking him off. All right. And then luckily my daughter lives close enough by, she can swing by later and I can put the new hose clamps on when they come in. And to be honest with you, these clamps are working just fine. It's just a matter of, I like things to look nicer when I'm done. And these old hose clamps, they were a little rusty and whatever, so I'm a little bit OCD and like for them to be clean. And like for everything to look new that I put on. So I'm just, you know, if you don't care how your car looks, then that's okay too. I like to put everything in and have it look better than it did when I took it off. So that guy goes there, he's on here. But yeah, it's really okay. It's, you know, these hose clamps would have done fine. And then it's also the fact that it said that it came with them, and obviously it didn't. So, yeah, I just, you know, I'm already getting a great price on this part. I looked it up at the local parts stores around town. It was over $100, or right about $100. And Rock Auto had it for $56, I think. Might have been $1 or $2 more than that, I don't know, about $56. So I'm telling you, I really like Rock Auto. They seem to have great products and great prices. So if you're working to keep it running and you want to save a few dollars wherever you can, sorry about that, then you know, Rock Auto seems to have great products for that. Yeah, don't do what I do. I was tightening down my hose clamp and my air box had slipped out a little bit. So now my hose clamp is not holding my air box in. All right. So that feels better. Okay. Get this guy. He's going to be in there. He's got this little nipple's got a face almost horizontal. It can't be pointed down or anything because that's where this vacuum hose hooks into. So, and to be honest with you, I think I'm going to turn this hose clamp around because I had it coming in from the bottom, but I think it would be better on top. Then I could, now, again, that's just me being me. If you ever wanted to take this box off and not remove this air pipe, it's better that the hose clamp is, the screw is up top. So, or at least where you can get to it from up top. So another thing, when I replaced, I'll put this in the description of the radiator replacement video, but when I replaced my radiator, or the radiator in this vehicle, I got the new radiator. That was another thing that I could have gotten from Rock Auto. However, it was like a short fuse thing. Like she came in, has something to do with this actually. She came in and I was going to just pull the mass airflow sensor. And when I did, I bumped the upper radiator hose fitting. And when I bumped it with my elbow, it broke off from the top of the radiator. So it was one of those deals like, oh no, what are we going to do? So I went ahead and purchased a radiator from the local parts house, which wasn't too bad. It was about 140. So I put the radiator in, and when I got the new radiator in, I put my fingers on the transmission cooler fittings and just, yep, they feel tight. I didn't put a wrench on them. And it's got a one nut that goes, or bolt that goes into the radiator, and then the actual fitting that screws into that first fitting. They both needed a little bit of tightening. The one on the driver's side, the fitting on the driver's side, actually was leaking transmission fluid. So when she came over today for me to do this, I noticed a small puddle underneath her car, and she was saying it was slow to get in gear when she was going somewhere. So I put that on, topped off her fluid, and she should be good to go with that. I tightened it up, and I think that was one of those rookie mistakes, you know. But, so this guy is just kind of work it a little bit. And make sure I didn't tighten that up too much. I feel like the bottom is quite good. Alright, so we're hooked onto the mass airflow sensor, the throttle body, and there's actually a notch. And hold on, I'll show you that notch. Okay, so up here there's a notch in the air tube, and then a little tab on the top of the throttle body. So you want to line those up. So let me do that real quick. All right, so got the hose clamp at throttle body tightened down. This is a vacuum tube that hooks onto that reducer on the front there. And I guess now that we actually have something to put this in, I'll put it in here. And one last hose clamp where the air tube meets up with the mass airflow sensor. Yeah, so he's this guy. Okay. This guy just kind of, I think he's been in one spot for so long, he's not really going to want to be happy in here. Alright, and this tube snaps in there. And this guy, I think I need to cut just a little bit of him off because he's got a split in the tube. If you can see that on camera, let me get it closer. So this is some of the things you want to look for so you don't have a vacuum leak. You can see that split. I'm just going to cut off at the bottom of the split, and hopefully that'll make things better. All right, so cut that off, and now we'll just stick him on here. Okay, and I think we're all set. We got it all back together. Easy fix, hopefully short video. And thanks for watching. And just remember, guys, small things you got to do to keep it running. Have a great day.